In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to use these paints to turn these pieces of grey plastic into these painted models. Let's go. Welcome to the video in which we are speed painting Raptors, the Space Marine Chapter, who are smart enough to wear camouflage. But seriously, these guys are sick. If you don't know anything about them, they're pretty badass, as are all Space Marines. Let's get into it. Obviously start by priming your models black and then jump onto the airbrush, going with Caliban Green here. And we're just coating the whole thing basically. We're leaving a little bit of shadow right at the bottom, but other than that, all green, baby. Make sure you're batch painting because the efficiency of batch painting is insane. And we're gonna do almost the same thing with a slightly lighter color of green. Just hitting the models from the top now. So creating that sort of light to dark transition top to bottom is good. Now listen, from here on out, it does get a bit slower. We're jumping on the brush. Get your third shade of green, and we're just going super loose, super fast, scritchy, scratchy highlights all over. Look at that, done. One of the beauties of working this way is that each successive step gets faster, and so the whole thing feels like it goes so fast. All right, picking out details in black. That is what it is. It is what it sounds like. It's not fun, but you gotta do it, and it looks good. We're getting the undersuit, we're getting the weapons, getting all those little bits and bobs. And sometimes the paint doesn't dry fast enough. So my secret weapon, the hairbrush, featuring me from months ago when I shot this and I had shorter hair. Next lot of details is the brown leather. I use XV88, it's a great tan color. Picking out all the belts, the bags, all those brown bits. And isn't he looking shiny? Fantastic. Jumping onto the metal, just picking out, listen, you know what to do. All the metal bits, just the little details, anything you can't be bothered to paint another color. That's what we're about speed here. At last, the fun bit. Now listen, it looks like we're ruining the model, and it's gonna feel like you're ruining the model, but you're not ruining the model. Important to note, this is alcohol based. You're gonna need some mineral spirits, you're gonna need different brushes. Look into it. Otherwise you can just use a regular wash, but Streaking Grime is magic sauce. Pretty, huh? No, ugly as sin, but these things, oh baby. So you're gonna dip it in a little bit of white spirits and then just gently rub it off. You can rub the paint off when you do this, but otherwise, this is what you get, looking good. And this is what it looks like when it's dry. So nice, these little transitions, the dirt, all this goodness. We don't even need to worry about shading after this. The next step is more sneaky magic, aka ultramatte varnish. This stuff is magic. It just flattens everything out, gets rid of all the gloss, and then you're on to doing your highlights. The metal highlights, we're just gonna go through basically bit by bit and mix up the highlights if we don't have them, pull the paint out. It doesn't really matter what sort of color you use here. The idea is speed, scratchiness, putting in a whole bunch of texture and details that really give a bunch of visual interest to the minion. So highlight up the weapons, and we're so close to the finish line here. You can just go up through shades of gray, one highlight, two highlights. Honestly, at this stage, it's already looking fine for the tabletop, so everything plus is just a bonus. I like to go up to a couple of different highlights, really make the weapons pop, because that's what people look at. The hands, the weapons, the faces. The faces. Yeah. I, as a numpty, didn't actually put helmets on all of them. I had some with faces. You shouldn't do that. This is boring. Just grab your skin colors and do this, but if I were you, I wouldn't give them faces. Put the helmets on them. Be sensible. It's a speed paint. What are you doing? Anyway, I guess it looks alright once you go through all of these painful, extra, unnecessary steps. And they have hair. I just use black and grey. No one's looking at the hair. You can just go for it. But yeah, like I said, by this stage, these minis are basically all done. And all the extra details you want to add, a little bit of freehand we're going to do, like the lenses, stuff like that, is all just extras. And honestly, my main gripe with faces is eyeballs. So if you have a face, you need to do the eyes. Watch my hands shake here. Phew, got through that one. Anyway, last two touches, so close, I promise. We're doing the lenses. I'll probably go into more depth with another tutorial about Space Marine lenses. They're really easy to do. Just successively smaller highlights into the interior corner of the eye, and then a little white dot in the exterior corner. And that little touch reflection, bang. From this point, we're really nitpicking. There's a few tiny little things, purity seals down here that I like to do. This one is just particularly satisfying to watch, so I left it in there. But honestly, stuff like that, if you're speed painting, if it's for a tournament, if it's for an army you want to get done in a weekend, you don't need to do it. Only you will know, and it will only haunt you forever. Oh, and almost forgot, because these guys are the sneaky, stealthy, tiny, sneaky Space Marines, we've got to give them some night vision on their rifles. Same process as the lenses, just successive highlights, smaller and brighter. A little white dot to finish it up. The Raptors logo is actually surprisingly easy to freehand, just this raptor head, this little bird head. The two secrets to good freehand is starting with big blocky shapes and working into the finer details, and then once you have it all worked out, going back over and adding these little scratches and damage marks. It really ties it in and looks like it's not just painted on by some amateur painter like me. Dirty it up a bit, and bang, voila. That's about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what I do, please subscribe. And no, that's it, I've got nothing. Check out these minis.